Today we're going to be talking about a brand new session. It's called your micro market. Micro market. Because one of the things that I like to think about when you kind of get out of the rubble, right? So in the coronavirus, we're in the rubble, right? Where everybody's kind of slowly emerging out here into the light. And everybody's trying to figure out what to do. Who do I call? What do I, how do I get started, right? I've got a million problems. What do I say? What do I send out first? How do I do that? Your micro market gives you the opportunity to focus on a very, very specific and generally contained area so that you not only have an easy accessibility to it, but you can also fully exploit it. And as we say in training and coaching, the word exploit in this environment is not. So I want you to think in terms of your micro market in a couple of different scenarios. For example, it could be your homeowners association. Could be the apartment complex you live in. Could be your office building. Could be your block. Could be your circle of friends. Could be your gym that you work at. The idea of the micro market is that there is some kind of clearly defined boundary. So if you think of this as your micro market, and you can call that anything you want, but for this purposes, let's just say that you're in a large office building. This is your office building. Your office building, again, is your micro market. And the reason for that, to have that very clearly defined area, is especially when you're just kind of getting out in the world, what you don't want to do is focus your efforts all over the place, right? It's that shotgun idea, right? You shoot in a million directions at once with the hopes that you're going to hit something. By identifying a very specific market that's generally easily accessible for you, you can make sure you exploit all the opportunities. So you don't have a scenario where you're running from one side of town to the other side of town. From one side of town to the other side of town.
Approach.
Exactly. You're having this conversation, you're having this. So the number one is clearly defined boundaries. Right. B-O-U-N-D-R-I-E-S. I think that says boundaries. I never could figure out if that was a Y or not. I think it's I-E-S, right? So anyways, so this is your clearly defined boundaries, whatever your micro market is. So for example, you might be part of a chamber of commerce, right? You could be a Kiwanis, it could be Rotary, but it is a very particularly identified area. And I don't know if we're going to get through all these today, but I want to get through at least the first half, because that'll help you very much. And the reason you want to be able to do that is you want to make sure that you have optimum penetration. So for example, if you are in a chamber of commerce and it has 300 members, and you contact every single member in some capacity, you can say you have 100% optimum penetration, right? You've gotten everybody. You've had some kind of meaningful interchange. A lot of people have no idea by percentage how many people they've contacted, right? How many people have you talked to in a city, in a particular area, in a country, in a state, in a county, right? In an office building, in your street, the homeowners association, your apartment complex. Most people never have that, right? They don't know, because that person that you overlook has a lot of uniqueness, because again, you share this micro market, right? If you are in this office building, which we're going to use it as an example, there's a very good chance that you share the issues that the building provides with the other people that are in the building, right? So we've got a clearly defined boundary in our micro market. So take, maybe an office building is not appropriate. You get to pick. And again, I've given you, could be a church, right? Most people have some kind of religious component to it. Not necessarily that I recommend that you always go and look for business opportunities in a religious environment, but I will tell you some of the best relationships I've had financially came because we shared a common religious